Hey there, welcome to, can you believe it, episode 16 of HypnoGeeks Podcast, your go-to resource for hypnotherapists who want to thrive, not just survive. I'm your host, Amanda Joy. I'm the director at the Director of Studies at the Northern College of Clinical Hypnotherapy. And today we are diving into something every new hypnotherapist, but certainly every hypnotherapist faces, that absolutely nobody prepares you for at all. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about the business side of hypnotherapy. This morning, I was having a bit of a doom scroll on Facebook, going through my socials as I normally do on a morning, and have a little like, hello world, what's happening with everyone today? And I saw a social media post from a friend who has just qualified recently as a counsellor. So she's new into the therapy world, and she is her son's gone off to university, so now it's her time to really focus on serving people and helping people. And she's just the most gorgeous, beautiful person who is super qualified and really, really talented. And she is trying to market herself. She's looking to join lots of Facebook groups. She's looking to tackle SEO. But honestly, she is feeling totally overwhelmed by the situation. And, you know, she's only been at it a month. And it got me thinking, so many of us, when we start our therapeutic practices, think that it's all about having the right certification, having the right qualifications, having all the bits of paper in place. And yes, that's really important. But the truth is, you need so much more than that. You need a business structure. You need some legal compliance, and depending on where you are in the world practicing, that might look different or appear different or be different. You might need some marketing strategies. You're going to need a client management system, and the list goes on. It's a lot, and it's easy to feel completely lost in the process. I will tell you, I qualified or retrained and requalified a number of years ago now, and there were 18 people on my course. Of those 18 people, I honestly think there's only about 3 of us that are still practicing, and it is not because they were not super qualified or amazing people or super talented. It's because they didn't get these basic things in place. So today, we're going to break it down. We're going to break down all those essential elements and more, hopefully, with somebody who has absolutely, well, a pair that have absolutely mastered this space. I am a little bit beyond excited to introduce you to the fabulous Melanie McCool and Shawn Bray. Ta-da! Hey guys, welcome to HypnoGeeks. Let me tell people who you are, because you are the founders of the Hypnosis Education Association, which you can tell me more about. That's Shawn, a little bit more about, which is super impressive. And you are co-creators. Would you say you were co-creators of co-founders, co-creators of HypnoBiz in a box? This is your super duper one-stop solution for all the things, and I mean all the things, that we as hypnotherapists really need to run a successful business. And what I love about it more is it's absolutely super affordable. When you think about all of the little bits and pieces that you pay for, a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here and a little bit, I feel like I'm doing a little but it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that and here and there and everywhere, and you end up spending an absolute fortune on all of these little things that you need to have in place. It's complex. So yeah, alongside Shawn and Melanie, you are helping people to avoid burnout, stay organized, and be fully prepared for growth. So I'm really excited to dive in. Welcome to you both. Thanks for coming on, HypnoGeeks. We need you.
Appreciate you. Yeah. So just to clear one thing up, we are the founders of the Hypnosis Education Association. We're the new president. I'm the president, and he's the vice president. The organization's a not-for-profit that was founded in 1998. So this is our first year in running the Hypnosis Education Association. It is it's a labor of love is what it is. Because we have a mission.
I was going to say, it fits right in. It aligns directly with our personal mission and then the mission of what we're doing in the hypnosis space. And
that is to help hypnosis to be better understood and more utilized by the general public, and to help hypnotists to be properly compensated for the work that we do, the profound work that we do. So that being our mission, we have HypnoBiz in a box, which, as you explained, same here.
We're both hypnotists, certified hypnotists, and we have a practice ourselves, MindWorks hypnotherapy. So
I was also, when I was certified, when I look back at the class that I was certified with, less than a third of them are in practice today. And
it's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Heartbreaking.
It is.
And I think I really understand the psyche behind it, because between the two of us, we talked to more than 1,000 hypnotherapists here across the world. And
part of my role with HEA, the Hypnosis Education Association, is outreach and membership. And so I've talked to hundreds and hundreds, thousands of hypnotists, and many of them tell the same story, where they got certified and they thought they would just needed to get more certifications and never got the business off the ground, or got it kind of off the ground and then stumbled and fell because they didn't have the foundation and the tools.
And I find it really heartbreaking, because on one hand, as you know yourself, you've got people who have immense skill and passion, right? So their love,
beautiful big hearts and compassionate people who,
compelled.
Are just beautiful healers.
Yeah, they're compelled to do this work. In fact,
that's
the word I use. And then the business side, it kind of like, they're like, oh no, there's all these things that I have really no business being in business, is what people think, and it pulls down, right? And then at some point, so many get to this thought, well, I guess I'm not made for this, and I guess it really wasn't meant to be. But that is not the case. It is a matter of, if we can help them, and that's where HypnoBiz in a box, we can help them with the business side, get them online, get them into a space where they're actually marketing themselves. Well, then that beautiful gift that they have, it can actually be expressed. So my goal is, when I think about the ripple effect of that, I really believe it's life-changing, world-changing. Yeah. And we have
I meet so many beautiful people who come into healing modalities with a big heart, with passion to make change. They've perhaps come from caring backgrounds, or nursing backgrounds, or medical backgrounds, or counseling backgrounds, or holistic therapy backgrounds, or they've just had some kind of profound experience in their own life, and they just feel really like passionate and driven to come into this, and they learn all these wonderful skills, and they're really talented at it, but they're frightened of technology, either frightened of technology or really have a disregard. They really just don't feel comfortable with it, don't connect with it. And I think particularly people who are quite spiritual, or who are quite compassionate and empathic, they kind of are more drawn to human people, not AI and tech and that sort of stuff. So they feel like there's a real disconnect there. And I think what I love about what you have showed me so far is that if we can just embrace a little bit of the techie side, because you just do it all, that little bit of the techie side, that actually just frees up It sets you free to absolutely focus on all of that lovely human stuff that you actually really want to get out there and deliver. And it does it in a way that leaves people who are looking at your website, giving you there's missed calls, people who are wanting to engage with you. It leaves them feeling like they've had a warm embrace of a welcome. Even if you've not been able to actually physically be there to answer the call or to give them that warm embrace of a welcome. So I've been really inspired by your kind of way that you've put everything out there and put it all together in one place. It's amazing. But I want to know a little bit about your background, because you're both clinical hypnotherapists and you've obviously come through this journey yourself. Tell us a little bit, Melanie, about your journey, because you're a bit
because the thing is, when I got started and when I was certified, I essentially right out the gate was seeing clients, was marketing, and it grew a multiple six-figure practice. I have a downtown office and I have an online practice. So I see people all over the world. And I didn't do this because, I was special. It's because I've been in sales and marketing since 2000. I've literally been building an online business, many different successful businesses over the last 24 years now. So I had the understanding of exactly what it took to out the gate, do business, see my clients, and was very, very successful. Essentially, I built a practice and a online hypno coaching business where I was seeing large cohorts and I was selling courses and all of those things. And it was on many different types of software. So I think of it then as it was like tied together with like zip ties, and
it was brilliant.
But it was, I think about at least 7 or 8 different logins that I had, right?
So I was looking at all of the tabs that I have saved on my little favorites bar, and I've got like my website, and I've got my back office of my website, and I've got my translators, and I've got my transcribers, and I've got my banking stuff, and I've got my accounting software, and I've got my mailing list software, and I could list it. I was like, this is hilarious. And
you got a spreadsheet with the logins and the passwords.
Login.
Yeah.
And then it comes that time where you think somebody's hacked you and you have to then change all your logins. It's like, I'm going to have to sit for 2 weeks and sift through all of this stuff, keeping it safe.
This is my little black book of logins. Like, who needs 20 pages of logins is what I say now. I don't. Yay me.
It's hilarious.
I think Shawn has something to say.
Yeah, I wanted, so she was doing all this before we met.
Yeah.
Okay. We're recently married.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an operational background in, business. I own a couple other businesses myself, and I'm big into flow. And, Melanie eventually asked me, she says, hey, take a look at my operations, and, because I kept complaining when I was looking at the CRM she was using. I was like, this is not a CRM.
It was a really expensive program. You may have heard of it.
Yeah.
Campaign.
Anyway. I got in there. I looked around. I was like, and it was, like I said, it was brilliant the way she had everything tied together. And there was a lot. I mean, a lot. And it wasn't just things tied together, moving parts, automation and workflows spread out between all these different zaps and APIs and webhooks and everything. And I was like, my intuition jumped in. My gut said, well, first of all, there's got to be a less expensive way to do this, and an easier way that, if something does go off the tracks, it's not so hard to track it down and then to, get it fixed. And that's how HypnoBiz in a box
came to be. So essentially, I built the system within the software for my practice first. I put in when I thought about all the steps that I was doing and all the different places that I was logging into, I said, well, how could I shave a whole lot of time off of not just on the initial, the sale, the call, the consult call, and when you have somebody who is a new client taking payment, and then the intake form that needed an e-signature, and then I have videos that I send them to prepare for the session, like all this stuff. How could I do that in one fell?
And do it better. And mind you, I'm pretty critical when it comes to operations and flow. And what Melanie had before HypnoBiz in the Box was, again, it was great. You know, it was everything, right? Just complicated.
Well, I'll share with you mine. I've got a funnel for my smoking cessation service that I offer. So there's a funnel capture, which of course I am paying for, and I'm also paying somebody to share that and make sure that it funnels the right people, the smoking people who need to see that. So I'm paying to have it seen, I'm paying to keep it running, and it runs. And then when people actually do land into that funnel system, and you can pay £2,000-3,000 a month for that kind of a funnel service, because I have been there and I've examined it, I've looked at it, and it's a lot of money, especially when you're on your own. And it might be that they can guarantee that they'll provide you with, 7 to 40 clients a month, but it's still a massive outlay when you're first getting going. And so once they've landed into the funnel, they then go through a series of watching videos and learning about things and answering questions. And to answer the questions, it's a funnel that then connects through to jot form. So then the answers come to jot form, and then the jot form emails me. On receipt of the email, I go, oh, someone's been through the funnel, and I look at what results they're getting, and on the basis of their results, I say, hey, this is what I think might be happening with you. You've got quite a strong addiction, or you haven't got much of addiction. It might be more habits and rituals that we're dealing with here, but this is what I know so far. Continue on with your homework, and when you've completed that, I'll get the results, and that'll enable me to choose the right tools for you, so that I can offer you a really, really powerful personalized service with excellent smoking cessation counseling alongside it. But so I'm handwriting this. That's 20 minutes of my life writing an email response. Okay, so then I send them the email, and on the email I have the link, just in case they've fallen off the funnel and they need the link. Here's the link again. Also, in case, I have had made an interactive PDF which has got all the videos and all the links to the everywhere to the jot form again. So send out the link. Then when they do the homework again, that comes in on another email, on another jot form, which then has the information that I have. Now, because it's emails and it's forms, I then have to pay extra because I need to make sure that they're all really private. So I can't just do it on the free version. I've got to do the paid version because it all needs to be GDPR compliant. And I'm actually taking data. I'm taking emails. I'm taking names. I'm taking information. So now we're in another whole zone. So to make sure that I'm GDPR client, I've got my certificate for that, and I've got my boxes to tick for that as well. And then I haven't even seen the client or earned a penny yet. And this is all happening before they come to see me. By the time they get to see me, I'm ready to work with them. But there are a lot of steps. And if you're just seeing 3 or 4 clients a week, that's a lot of work and a lot of juggly bally bits.
Exactly. And it's
doing a lot of the same stuff.
It's repetitive, but it's your brain power, right? Your brain power is much better spent either on spending time with the client,
your heart power,
or in the creative side of building your business, right? If you've got these, and that's what I realized as a anti-burnout specialist, burnout recovery hypnosis is my specialty. And I realized I was actually working in a way that was it wasn't congruent to my own ethos about how I was talking to my clients to help them have a easier to run business. So
I have joked with people and I have said, I've been so busy this week, I need to take the weekend off to go to the spa and just chill out and do some self-hypnosis because I'm absolutely knackered. And I'm like, why am I working to a point where I'm feeling so exhausted I can't even enjoy my life anymore? This is not what I got into this for either. We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah, I would say so. And what I, really got me, I was like, okay, we're doing this. And so
she came running out of the
I did
office.
come running out of the office.
We're doing this.
We're doing this. So here's just to give a little summary. When you think about everything that Amanda just described and that whole process, by the way, that's brilliant. But I want you to just understand that you don't have to do that anywhere, because everything she just described can be done in automation form within HypnoBiz in a box. Your your website hosting, your funnels, your emails, your conversations, your SMS, your gosh.
And I got something to say about that, because again, I talked to a lot of people.
You just saved me 250 quid right there.
Right.
In money. $4,500
And
a year.
I have no idea how much time you've saved.
$4,500 a year, and I mean literally hours every single week, because it's all just
amazing.
done. Boom. Yeah, the magic. I love it. I absolutely love it. So in this space, I go into that meditative space, and I'm thinking about the people that I graduated with. Got my first certification, and every year I go and I get another certification. I'm a certified master trainer. I'm, I think I have 10 certifications now. It's a bit much, but I love it. And I will go and audit classes that I've done before. And those brilliant hypnotherapists aren't seeing clients. They're not in business. They're still because they didn't get the business side.
Yeah.
So my heart's like, As a sales and marketing, I used to be a sales and marketing consultant. I didn't want to do that anymore because I love hypnotherapy. But if there was anybody that I could help with sales and marketing, it was going to be my colleagues. It was the people that do this life-changing work. I mean, literally, my heart right now is like, just to even say the words. I was like, oh, we can do this.
Yeah.
And give them what I've created and have a community, so that they're not in this, feeling that drag of business and feeling isolated, and thinking this isn't for them.
It's a way of freeing them up, It's a way of freeing, because I've often compared the hypnotherapist to a musical artist, because I've worked so long in the entertainment business, and and rightfully so, because there's some innate qualities that many practitioners have, and one of them is caring and curiosity, and things like that, and they just don't step into a space like this thinking that they have to have a business mind, and really, quite frankly, the people that receive the care, the love that they bring, and the skills they bring in hypnotherapy, I would rather they not have to spend as much time on the business and be able to put their heart and soul and passion and everything over here.
Yeah.
So we've made it super easy. There's still work to do.
Yeah.
Let's not fool ourselves here. If you're going to have a business requires some work, but it doesn't have to be that hit the wall, hit the ceiling, hit your face kind of work.
Right.
It can be fun. And you can get most of it out of the way early on, and then
and that's the key. So I created this system for me
years
ago. I don't even have to tweak it. It just works. That's what if I could let anybody who's thinking, oh my gosh, I have to learn something new. Yeah, you're going to learn something new in the beginning. And you're probably going to need to set up your processes that are specific for how you lead your client journey up front. But then they're going to work for you for the next 5, 10 Robots don't tire.
And you're going to learn something new. Also going to learn it. You're not going to learn it alone, because that's another thing I hear from a lot of hypnotherapists is the loneliness and isolation, and so that's a part of HypnoBiz in a box is a platform. It's not just a piece of software.
Right.
It's people, so it's the people that are using it that create a community that support you, and we get it. We designed the whole thing as a system to make everything easy. From it's easy to discover HypnoBiz in a box. It's easy to get started with it. It's easy to get the help that you need, and it's easy to get yourself where you need to be so that you can do that of just focusing on the passion. Or
And I
most,
think that there's a human that you can speak to if you need help.
right.
Yeah,
Really
24/7.
humans that you can speak to, because so many times there's just not a real person there. And if something goes down with Google, how can you get through to Google helpline? Is there a human? You have to read reams and reams and reams of stuff, and then you think, oh, I just can't work that out, it's too hard, I'm just not going to have that bit of my business working. That's just not going to happen because it's too complex and I don't know what to do. And the amount of people who've just gone hit a wall and just walked away because there's no human to speak to. I love the fact that you have a human that can be accessible, and when there's no human, there's a really good chatbot.
Exactly, 24/7 dedicated tech support, real human tech support. And that's also crucial because we do have people all over the world using the software. And none of us, I don't expect anybody to be a coder. And that's the kind of information you'll find if you start Googling things, right? It's like way complex and mad. So instead, you have these people and it's their job to know the techie stuff. You tell them what you want to do, where you're stuck, and they'll send you a Loom video and help. This is not negotiable when it comes to helping hypnotherapists who, because it feels crucial. It feels like urgent.
Yes.
Our work feels urgent.
The world needs it.
The world needs us.
And it's silly that hypnotherapy is not, at the top of the list of things when people are looking for solutions.
It's getting there. It is getting there. I think, because we had, as a result of just the first lockdown in the UK here, there were 250,000 new cases of PTSD as a result of the lockdown. Yep. Those were the recorded ones. Those were not the not recorded ones. Those were not that we've had a difficult
what they're dealing with.
These are the recorded ones, 250, and that's just from lockdown 1. That's not lockdown 2 or lockdown 3, and I think I lost count with how many other lockdowns we had. It's not including all of the. We know there's a 7-year wait list for some of our mental health and wellbeing services, for our children's services, for our adult services. If you're struggling right now, you have to wait a long time, and your option is be medicated or just be abandoned. It's the reality of where we're at. We are needed because we are skilled, and there are some pain management, irritable bowel syndrome, stress, anxiety, depression, addiction, weight management. I could go on and on and on with the areas that we can be so effective in, and it's transformational. And we could get in all sorts of conspiracy theories as why we're not already up there. But I think a lot of it is.
It might be another 50 years.
We're countering that with the
Hypnosis Education Association. We literally, it is our mission. If we can make even a dent in that, so that we're not the last thing that people look for. Like, I tried everything. I'll try this. And instead, it would be the first thing that would pop up for people and it would be recommended by their friends. Like, oh, you know what? I know somebody who dealt with that. They saw a hypnotherapist. You should probably Google it. But that is why we are doing HypnoBiz in a Box. It's literally to get more of these, qualified, heart-centered people on the map so they can be found. If there was, here's my, and you got the
she's getting jazzed up.
The evangelist in me is out.
We were called the hypnotherapy evangelists at the last conference we were at. Okay, well,
maybe. But if there was a hypnotherapist on every corner, like there is a psychotherapist,
absolutely,
it wouldn't be questioned. It would be people like, oh, that must be useful if there's so many. People right now, unfortunately, there's this odd idea that there's some kind of competition, and instead there's
so much opportunity for collaboration.
Collaboration,
it's ridiculous.
And I really would love to see a hypnotherapist with every mile, within a mile. Yeah. It would be a different route. And if we make even a little dent between HypnoBiz in a Box and Hypnosis Education Association, we're doing our thing. We're doing what our heart and our big love really is.
And it's completely doable. And you only have to look back at history to see other incredible, like world-changing, health-changing people that have done this. I've been on this journey. Look at surgeons. Surgeons started off in barbers' shops. That's why you have the pole with the red stripe down it. That's the blood dripping down the table leg. You used to go for a haircut and have your gallbladder removed at the same place, you know. It was only really not so many 100 years ago that was then separated, and it became, you know, surgeons, that the Royal College of Surgeons was established. They brought about self-regulation, which is what we're bringing self-regulation. We're raising the standard of our own CPD. We're looking at community and connection and ongoing learning, and actually creating systems that will elevate our practices so we can focus on what is good for us. Go on, Shawn.
Yeah, awesome.
Well said.
Well, you are ready. We're all ready to go. It's fantastic. I was going to ask about common mistakes that people make when they start out, but I can think of about 100 that I did. But I know so many people who've like bought really expensive websites and then, you know, paid a lot for Google and got listed, paid a fortune to be on every hypnotherapy list there is going. And have just waited for the phone to ring, and the phone hasn't rang. And within a few months, they've given up and they've stopped. What are you seeing, or what are you hearing that are the mistakes that people are making?
Well, there's a couple different things that we see. Mostly we see people who don't know how to get themselves online. So they have a free website that's really awful. Like, people bounce off of it instead of what I think of as being a sticky website where somebody can book a call with you. It's, you know, it's actually inviting. But they have a bad website, and they've got these free tools holding it together. And the enemy of great is good, but that isn't even good, right? But they think, I've got something. And having something can be worse than having nothing in that case.
Yeah, you might be better doing super old school techniques than
you might be better off meeting people and letting people know what you would, giving them a business card so they could make a call, rather than people finding out what you do, landing on a really awful website. That's the biggest thing, without a calendar on it.
I'll tell you, one of the ones that I think is on the top is, there are tons of coaches out there that are trying to get business from hypnotists because they see the market, they see the flailing around, they see the need, right? But they don't understand our field of work. And again, it's that artist mentality where somebody tells them that they're great, and then they say, and here is your solution, and I'm waving a magic wand over you, and you just pay me lots of money, and it's going to happen. And they do all that, and it doesn't do anything. Well, and then they try another one. I come from the coaching and then they try another, and then they don't have any more money.
That's the worst. And I come from the coaching realm, so I know the difference. And I unfortunately know that most coaches have no idea the nuances of what hypnotherapists need to market their business. And they're expensive. So things like throwing money at Facebook ads before they even know what the heck they're doing.
That'll siphon out a bank account quickly. And don't get me wrong. Don't get us wrong. Facebook ads are great when you're ready for them.
Yeah.
When you're ready to scale.
Or you have a team that specifically works with hypnotherapists, which we actually have a referral. There's that. And then the other piece. So we've got people who never get really off the ground because their websites aren't.
Talk about our legacy.
And then you've got, on the other side, you've got people who've been at this for 20, 30 years or more, and their website looks like it's from 1982. And yes, I know, but it looks like that. They actually will say, I don't need any more clients. I'm burned out. So there's pieces that, because they don't have the automation.
But they don't want to lose what they have,
but they don't have any automations in place. They're doing things really old school. So they don't even realize that they could serve more clients or serve more students if they're teaching.
They can get back 20 hours of their life a week. You know what I mean? Just spending 20 hours
making a little move.
One time, right?
Or they think, for the case of people who have all of this training that they've been doing for years live, and they don't realize how easy it would be to put it in HypnoBiz in a box as a course and have students
have a legacy,
have their training and have their legacy literally in a course. So we're talking to all of these people
and in between
to help.
I have recently met somebody who's definitely a legacy person, who's doing lots of stuff with past life regression, who is so knowledgeable and so gorgeous and so amazing, and I'm already following them and everything that they're doing. And they're going to be working with you, and it's actually it was kind of like really interesting to see somebody so well qualified, so knowledgeable, who's been around for forever, doing what they're doing, who doesn't have a way of sharing it that's effective. And I thought, wow, I'm sure I've read your book. I'm sure I've quoted you on one of my courses. How is it that you're not? And and then I looked at my own website, thought, flipping it, I could do with a bit of a brush up too. But obviously you're super supporting people all the time, and helping them to share the legacy, to share what they know, to put these courses together, to automate their businesses, to free up so much more time. Hugely rewarding what you do, but can you share like a success story of somebody who's come on your platform? Can you pick one? I'm sure you've got a few.
We do. I'll start with who we call our lightning dragon.
Yeah.
Because he was qualified in February. As soon as he was certified, he came on with HypnoBiz in a box. He followed my instructions to the T. Showed up at we have live coaching once a week in group. Showed up there, and it was less than 6 weeks. I want to say it was 5 weeks. He was already booking his ideal client.
His system was set up and producing results.
Clients.
Yeah.
From zero, having no background in anything like this, having no social media following, having no nothing.
Amazing.
He got his system set up. I call that phase one. It's like, system set up,
BSO.
calendar, BSO, basic system operation. Got all that done. And then phase two is market yourself. Organically, authentically market yourself. He went and did that, and boom, booking paid clients. That's my favorite success story. But then we've got people who've been at this, 25 years, actually another 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that just makes my heart sing.
Cool.
Because one of the features that we have inside HypnoBiz in a box is 2 years of professionally written newsletters. They can be customized. People who want to change them up can.
They drop weekly. Most of our users who are hypnotherapists just like graze over them, go to their work and turn them on. One of our Canadian users actually reported he had 8 repeat clients from years before. So he imported his database. He started sending them the newsletters, and has had 8 people come back. Now, I can say that all the time. I have people who literally book in who have been on my email list for 11 years or more. It's wild. But when somebody else does, that's what really. With somebody who absolutely wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
even a possibility to do anything with those.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then have them just skip on in.
Can you help with that?
Like super happy to hear from them.
Help with that.
Yeah.
I wish I had that when I launched my business.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely, I couldn't afford a website, so I built my own. I'd just come out of a rehab, more or less, so I was living out of a suitcase. I only owned 60 kilos worth of property in the whole world. I was couch surfing and retraining in hypnotherapy and just making it up as I went along. And I think the best thing that I ever did was run group sessions in a church hall. And I did start the old-fashioned way, and then hit social media.
And you speak of that, and you said group sessions.
Yeah.
Melanie even built out a group sessions funnel, a lead magnet funnel.
Yeah, and the training on exactly
to get people in.
Group,
and it's all in there
group
already.
sessions are the number one easiest way. If I have somebody who's like, well, how can I build my business? Okay, you're going to figure out what you're going to do your group sessions in, and you're going to do that over and over again. You're going to build your funnel. Here's your template. Here's the training on how to make that template yours, customize it. And then you're going to use my training on how to get thousands of eyeballs on it.
Then you're going to come to the mastermind, show it to everybody,
and we're going to
get the eyeballs on it, and then everyone's going to go, cool, push the button, and then you're just going to go into a session and make change.
And get paid clients. So I get excited because there is an easy button, and there's no reason for people to be flailing around. And there's really no reason for people to be doing work that automations can do
alone.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
You know, what being a clinical hypnotherapist does require quite a large amount of emotional energy, and I can see how automating things and using technology is gonna free up so much more of your time and give you your life back, but it's gonna bring about a beautiful, harmonious work-life balance, which is why we've got into this for us in the first place, many of us. What do you do that kind of keeps you balanced in your life balance? What keeps you motivated?
Well, we did some of it last night.
Yeah, we do. We do a lot of singing. We do a lot of karaoke. We sing and dance. We're both music people. We have a piano caller, and we have it set as karaoke fun place. So we do that. But I agree. Even before I met Shawn, you know, as a hypnotherapist, I think if we aren't taking care of ourselves first, then the imbalance is going to bleed over into our client work. Like if you're not grounded and in your body and in peace, then showing up to client sessions, you're doing them a disservice. So I call it radical self-care. And that means that I may be either doing some qigong or yoga or out in the forest for at least that, couple mile walk in the morning, few kilometer walk in the morning.
Or dancing at a drum circle.
Or dancing at a drum circle, singing, playing music. Community, laughing. All of these
my
things.
God, we laugh.
And I actually have this crazy belief and this rule. I call it one of my rules for life. And that is the happier I am, the more money I make. And that translates into the happier I am, the more clients are finding me. Really,
it's so true. It's so true.
I have proven it. Like if you're gripping, and you're like, oh, I got to keep working and I can't have fun or breathe or whatever because I got to make. You're actually repelling good fortune. It's my real belief. And so
you are energetically wise. You are.
Yeah. But the automations that are in place now mean that, and I watch the world prove it to me all the time. When we're out playing, I am more likely to have more consults booked, and that is not an exaggeration.
It's weird.
It's the weirdest thing. He's heard me, like, he's been like, what's the matter? Because I'm like, oh my God, like literally, like we're out, we were away for the weekend, and he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I have like 5 new consults. I don't even know where these people came from. Like. That's been our actual experience. He's like, why? I'm like freaked out. Like, wow.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on something too. So, oh goodness, I'll come back around to it in just a second.
Oh.
Well, no, I think now's a good time. So, we're talking about automations and everything.
Yeah.
And advantage. You got those automations, and it's a huge advantage because let's say you're not feeling well. Let's say you're in a bad mood. Let's say you're angry with somebody, and some good stuff's coming in that you got to communicate with. Well, if you're doing that in real time manually, some of that is going to come across. With automations, you have it set. It's a consistent message, first of all, and people, it's not taking away the human deal here. It's actually raising that vibration because your message, your tone, and everything is consistent, right? No matter what time of day it is or where you are and how you're feeling or anything like that. Yes, you can't just like pop something into AI and have expected to be, human. So there is a little bit of work to do on the front end of it. But once you have that set up, I mean, AI can then help you with all of your automation messaging and workflows and everything too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So the automations is what actually helps me to have the time for more radical self-care. That's the answer.
Absolutely.
And so that I know that I can spend that, that time in the morning for me and not wondering if I need to be there to follow up with the people who called. Did I have a missed call? Do I need to text them back? No, because I have a automated missed call text back in place. Do I have to, confirm people's appointments? No, because all of that's being done. All I have to do is look at what I've got for the day, be in my heart to prepare for those sessions, and the rest of the day is pretty much mine. And that's what we want as hypnotherapists, really.
Absolutely. Do you know what my mantra for this week is? The universe responds to my vibration.
That's right.
And that is what we're on about, really, isn't it? When we're in a headspace.
Yes,
it's up there in one way or another.
Resonation.
Yeah, awesome.
Stick on a post-it note on my microphone. The universe responds to my vibration, because when we're in a positive headspace, when we're singing, when we're dancing, when we're sleeping well, when we're loving our families, when we've got time to do all that and all of the other stuff that takes all the time, that can be such a drag and such a headache. It's all being done for us. Funnels, websites, everything. It's good. Can you give me like a really quick rundown of what's in the box? Because we missed that, and I really want to just kind of get that in at the end.
I'm gonna try, and then you can fill in. Okay. So we've got websites. We can bring in your website if you love it, including a WordPress if you need it. Otherwise, we have website templates. We have funnels. We have courses and memberships. We have a store to sell. You're not going to pay for an email system anymore.
Oh.
Phone, your social media scheduler. SMS.
Oh.
SEO.
Your SEO. You've got forms, your e-signature. And actually, your intake form is automatically sent out when somebody sets up.
There's a
payment,
cool section in there called conversations, where all of SMS, all your DMs, email, everything is all in one place.
So somebody messaged you on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, and then you got their email and you were SMSing them. It's all in one place in the CRM.
And it's like all that, your intake form information comes into the contact record. It's it's all right there for you.
Oh, and you can put your notes in there as well, isn't there? There's a notes place.
Media library. People often ask, "Can I store?" You don't need Dropbox anymore. No, you don't even need Google Docs anymore, because you have documents. You have a storage in there.
Media.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of features of HypnoBiz in a box, and really almost every software tool outside of video streaming.
Yep.
Right now, is already inside HypnoBiz in a box. I would say the number one most important thing with the HypnoBiz in a box is the support. It's the onboarding support from day one. When you subscribe, you're going to fill out a form, and then you're not going to set up things by yourself. One of our expert tech team members is going to assist you, and then assist you again on a tour at another time. And then at any time that you need help, when you're in there, you click that chat button, and you can either use the AI, which is great, or you can say human, and a real human's going to come on. And then if it can't be solved there, schedule a Zoom and work it out that way. So, and support-wise is in the community. Inside HypnoBiz, people, us.
Absolutely. That's what the power is in community, isn't it?
Yeah, the other people in there.
Collaboration. We learn off each other. We support each other. We're not alone. We can
got some rockers in there. I mean, we got sharing, and we got some people in there that people pay to get this
information in there.
I did want to mention we also have. There's an app, so you can manage your client. The CRM is in an app, and you can make your client calls, you can take payment, you can set up appointments, you can see all of their intake form, all from the app. And your clients, if you have courses, can access your courses from an app.
Amazing. I mean, if you think, get out a pen and a paper and write down, what are you spending on storage? What are you spending on all of your bits and pieces, your canvas and sit down and work out what you're spending, all those things that are essential to your business that you need, and check out. You'll find it's in HypnoBiz in a box. It's there, and it's such a great price. I couldn't believe it. Tell me how much it is again.
Well, right now, as I'm listening to this podcast, it's $14.97 for the year. So $1,497 for the year. And that is a price that when you pay annually, it's locked in for life. And it includes, when you do the annual, SEO, so search engine optimization for your niche and your local SEO.
Well, so, I was paying £300 a month for SEO.
Just for that.
Right there, just for that.
And that's just because we love you, literally. It does. It costs for us to do the SEO. But, you know, if our mission is to have hypnosis better understood and more utilized, right, and to have you properly compensated, we mean it. And so
that's
our subscribers, we want your website found, and so we invest in
it. And right now,
to British pounds, it's about £120 a month.
Right, there you go.
Boom. Yeah, and right now we're running a series. We're just now rolling out our partner program. So we partner with trainers, instructors, schools, associations, because they influence a larger group of hypnotists. And so right now, about every 2 weeks, we're holding live demo Q&A. So if anybody's watching right now and you want to come and get a deep look inside of it,
I'm sure Amanda will have that link for them to find that.
Yeah, and you can ask any questions you want.
Yes, it definitely will. It definitely will. I'm going to share all the links, and I'm going to invite people to come and join the Facebook group as well, where they can come and watch some of these amazing the show and tell. I was going to show it this show, and that's show and tell that you've been having has been really, really good. But the people who you've had like presenting on and the topics have been so valuable, so important. It's really rich. What an incredible community. I'm excited. Thank you. It's a huge job, one that I was hoping to be able to really do for my students, and you are just doing it all at the most amazing price, and it's fantastic. So I'm hoping that they're listening and they can jump on all the links and find out for themselves just how brilliant HypnoBiz in a box is. And can I just say an extra super duper thank you from my heart for you coming on today, because you guys are in Florida. There's some fairly hairy, scary things going on in Florida right now. Like I've been watching it on the news. I was amazed that you were even made it on this call tonight. So thank you
but just prior to, we were outside cleaning up the yard. I mean, really,
just little hurricane cleanup,
So we, really, we got lucky. There's a lot of people south of us that need some help. So we'll be doing what we can there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, we're praying for you, and I'm cheering you on, and I'm so grateful for your time. So thank you for coming on.
Thanks so much for having us, Amanda. It's a blessing.
Great. Oh, lots of love. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.